Hey everybody, Eddie J on crypto. Hope you had a great day. Got a lot to power through today. There are a lot of things, I didn't do a video yesterday. I wanted to apologize. My youngest son was putting together his first computer, his first gaming box. So I was having fun, sitting with him and doing that. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, good stuff. But there are a lot of things right now that are hitting right now that will have certain effects right now and have, kind of reverberating effects down the road. The IMF is seeking to create a uniform regulation around the cryptocurrency space. The Sandbox is reportedly looking to raise $400 million. That's kind of in line with what their thoughts were. And India is still flipping out about crypto and whining about it. The financial minister recently whining about it. We'll dig into that one because I have a thing about that, and it's on my nerves already. Coinbase, their NFT marketplace is already in beta. So that's going to be very interesting to watch that play out. I have very specific, feelings and ideas around the NFT space. So that's kind of a spot for me to talk about, and I'm interested in that. There are two rule changes that were proposed by Gary Gensler, the chairman of the SEC, that don't put us in a good space with regard to cryptocurrencies. And New York, just what the heck? They continue to be, one of the union's worst places to have anything to do with crypto. And I just don't get it. I just really don't get it. So we'll dig into all this stuff. I'm gonna try to talk fast and try to get over it. So the IMF is looking to regulate or have unified regulation around crypto on a broad stroke. That's going to be a problem because the way I look at it is you're going to have several different countries. Maybe they can hit a consensus on a certain level of regulation, and then you're going to see all kinds of different regulations pop up because of the economic situation in a given state. And that's kind of gonna be a big deal because that's what's happening right now, right? Everybody that's adopting crypto right now, the IMF has something to say about it. Ugh, please. How about you figure out whether you like it or you don't like it? Figure out whether your fiat that's represented by your group, is in a place to fight what's coming. And frankly, what's already here. Let's have realistic conversations and stop having talks about pie in the sky or, your fears. Get over it. Let's have real conversation and real regulation around it, especially in the United States. India. Let's go back to Sandbox. The Sandbox, if they raise $400 million, you know what? They already kind of announced it. It's kind of being what I told you before. Certain companies have a string of releases about the same subject. And though each time they make a release, it's having a positive impact, most likely, on their particular coin. So a while ago, the Sandbox said, hey, we have aspirations of growing our own metaverse. Great. That's awesome. Now they're talking about, there are rumors that they just raised 93 million and now they're looking to raise 400 million with a $4 billion valuation. What are they going to use it for? Well, they already told you what's on their roadmap. So they had the roadmap. They had another small raise, and now they're having a big raise and getting deeper into that roadmap, right? And then every time they do something, it's going to be another pop, another pop, another pop. So pay attention to these things that are going on so that you can kind of see, are we expecting another pop? When I first started doing videos, I told you sooner or later, Robinhood is going to accept, Shiba Inu. So what they do, they accepted Shiba Inu. They launched their wallet. Then they announced a couple of coins that they were going to put on there. It was pop, pop. Okay, let's go. Same thing. You're looking at a series of pops, and that's a way that you might be able to see things that are coming down the pike. And that is a very big deal. Coinbase's NFT market space. That is very interesting to me. And not because it's Coinbase, but because you have so many big players getting involved, and it starts to make you wonder, well, this is why Solana has been accepted onto OpenSea, because Ethereum's network, or ERC20, is not the only, way in town to create and mint NFTs. So imagine If you have another marketplace where I can buy an NFT over here, I bought it, it's in my wallet, custodial otherwise, and it's now in this marketplace, whatever it is, that cross usage of different marketplaces like exchanges could wind up being a very big deal about a space that I find to be right now a little shaky for me. I don't mean shaky as in shady. I just mean shaky as in I'm still waiting for useful utility, right? Some of them have useful utility. We have restaurants that you can get. You have to have, NFTs to get in. You have social clubs and things like that. We have to have an NFT. I'm looking for deeper utility from NFTs, and I think we're finally starting to get there, and that to me is very exciting. And the fact that you have a company like Coinbase that's getting involved, that's very interesting, not just from a crypto perspective, but also from a stock perspective if you're an owner of Coinbase stock. So pretty cool. I skipped over India. Let's get back to that. India just can't shut the heck up, right? They're doing everything in their power to kill crypto in their country, which is doing nothing more than adding to the brain drain that they have. How is this? Just how knuckleheadish do you have to be? I don't get it. So now Wazir X, their largest exchange, saw the usage of their exchange platform just plummet. So what they say? See ya, and they moved to Dubai. The co-founders of Wazir X moved to Dubai and took their operations with them. How many other people did they take with them? How many other people are leaving and going to any place, except maybe Singapore, just almost as bad, but they're leaving. Excuse me. Just what is on your mind? Chasing everybody away, and you're chasing away some of the smartest people in your country. Excuse me. Basically telling them, we don't care if you're smart, we don't trust what you're doing, and blah blah. How about you sit back and really get an understanding about what crypto is? You're worried about terrorism. You're worried about nefarious acts. You already have that with your fiat. What are you talking about? Like, seriously? Seriously. If you implement the correct regulation, you can join in on some of that crypto money, some of that crypto growth, some of that expansion that's going on, lift your economy, share it amongst the people. But no, I'm going to do this. So what are you going to do? You're going to wind up having a whole bunch of people leave India. They don't care. They have tons of people. I think it's going to wind up hurting them in the long run as other jurisdictions, other states around the world say, hey, we're getting better at this crypto thing. We're starting to understand the crypto thing. Unlike the United States, who seemingly keeps messing up. Gary Gensler, the chairman of the SEC, I really don't think he's up to the task. I really don't. Because I'm waiting to see, just sit down and give serious thought and develop a strategy for crypto and stop, making rules and implementing, things, because they're not regulation, they're enforcements around crypto. So now you have two rules. One rule is to change the definition or expand the definition of what an exchange is. That is going to cause bedlam. Then you have the other rule, which is even more devious, which is the change of the definition of what a dealer is. Because basically the change in definition of what a dealer is could actually indirectly make cryptos considered securities. Dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you ever going to sit down and have your team literally stop and think about the strategic ideas around crypto, what it can do for the country, what it can do for the masses that are out there? Are you giving real thought to that, or are you just shooting from the hip? Because it feels like you're shooting from the hip, looks like you're shooting from the hip, smells like you're shooting from the hip. That's not going to help us. It's not going to help. Do you want to have a brain drain? Because I can see that happening. I can literally see that happening. Because Gary Gensler can't get it together and come up with real regulation. Sit down with somebody, CFTC maybe, sit down with them and say, hey, how should we really do this? Right? Right now, it's state by state. It's just, different laws wherever you are. New York being like the worst place to do crypto business. Why? Because they're raising assessment fees or increasing fees for their bit license through the cost of assessments, up to $5,000. What? Mind you, it's already hard to even trade in certain coins in New York because they just won't allow it, where they allow it almost everywhere else. Can't do it in New York? Go get an address in New Jersey. Use your Florida home address instead. Because New York, you can't trade that coin. I still can't use crypto.com because New York. You freaking serious? It's a joke. New York has got to get it together. You used to be the financial powerhouse of the world. Used to be. Used to be. Get it in gear, people. Get it right, because you're getting it wrong right now. I'm like through the roof with this. From the federal level to the state level, get this shit right. It's not that difficult. It really isn't. You don't have people on your staff that really understand crypto? Find some people that will sit with you and explain it to you. There are books out there that you can get, that you can read. It's a 9-hour listen to a book that I'm listening to right now that gives you the history and usefulness and birth and everything about Bitcoin. And that you can use that as a baseline as to how it all works. Maybe then you'll get an idea about what money is, what fiat is. Fiat has no intrinsic value, by the way. And then you start to realize that, security-wise, transactions are more secure with cryptocurrency, for the most part, than credit card transactions. And I did a video about that just a couple of days ago. So go look at my learning section, and you'll see the video and you'll see what I'm talking about. We got to get this right, and we're not doing a good job getting it right. We're just not. And I wish we would. I really wish we would. Because if you fix the regulation, if you remove the ambiguity about some of these regulations, some of these rules, state to state, doing this, doing that, you will really start to set the tone for what happens with regard to crypto technology within the United States. You're worried about things that are small in a small space versus huge in credit cards, in fiat. You're worried about terrorism. You're worried about know your customer, all these different things. Those are bigger problems in the credit card space than they are in the crypto space. It's just that crypto is new, and everything that's new must be bad. It's not. It's not. I just had a great conversation with my friend Nicholas. And we were talking about, old technology versus new technology. And he says, why would you invest in, old technology? And I said, because it costs me the same amount of money as new technology. And if I can implement the old with the new, then I'm looking at the here and now, which is considered old, and looking toward the future. Because my idea is I want to help as many clients going forward as I possibly can, educate them as we move forward so that they understand how to use crypto, where to use crypto. And we can help small businesses start using crypto. And the more small businesses we help use crypto, those are regular people that we're teaching how to use crypto. So they'll go to another store and want to use crypto. You already have a massive people, about 40% of the United States holds crypto right now. Doesn't mean they know everything about it, but they're currently holding crypto. 40% of the United States. Even if those numbers are wrong, okay? Even if those numbers are wrong, there's still a very high percentage of people in the United States that are holding crypto, that are knowledgeable enough about crypto to buy things, to purchase services, goods using crypto. And that number is growing. We need real regulation, right? That's really what's going to help us. We need real regulation. I don't mean regulation that protects the rich and damages the not rich. I mean real regulation around a space. Because when you look at the banking laws and what goes on with those kind of transactions, wow, what a racket. And only a few people can get in on that racket. So let's approach crypto with a better mindset, really. Because again, when you really look at it, fiat has no intrinsic value. The only reason why fiat has value is because a given state or country says so. It's the only reason why. It's not tied to anything of value. It's not. Think about it. I mean, even NFTs have value, right? You got a file or something that is of value to you and to you, because they sold it to you or you sold it to them. There's something of value. So let's get with the regulation. I see why the IMF is saying, oh, let's have, unified regulation. I don't know that unified regulation is going to work, but I can see how a framework around regulation can work. Let's work on that. That would be helpful. That would be helpful to everybody around the world. Let's look at the numbers, because the numbers were, all right. Somebody, I think there's still opportunity out there. So we start with, we're down in the fear index. We're at 27. So we're still feeling fear, right? Okay, we have fear. But again, fear around macro events that are going on in what I see. But there are so many positives that are going on in the crypto space. Eventually, like I keep saying, eventually it's going to explode. Not one single coin is near its all-time high. Look at this chart. Look at Bitcoin. Even Bitcoin is fighting to go up back above 41,000. That's a big deal. Even at some point today, look at that, hitting 42,215, back above $242,000. Yeesh. That's pretty doggone good. So we're still bouncing within a range, and we're fighting to let that good news propel us. Maybe it takes a little while longer. I told you before, I was thinking around June, July, that it was going to take off. Definitely by my birthday. My birthday's in August. So definitely by my birthday, I think we're going to be out there. So right now, I look at everything as, oh, this is an opportunity. Look at that. BTC, 41,000 right now, 41.6. ETH, basically 3,100. Those are opportunities, people. Those are big time opportunities. Cardano at 94. XRP dropped a little bit, but at 75 cents, still an opportunity. Listen to my previous videos, because I mentioned XRP as an ISO 222 compliant platform. Wow. Pay attention to that. That's coming. That's definitely coming. So when I look at this, there are big time opportunities where you can make really good money over the course of time. And right now things are still on sale. So for me, I'm doing dollar cost averaging, to load up on my hodling wallets, and I'm doing investment practices on my investment wallets. Right? Long term, shorter term. I'm looking at making moves like that, because that's how you can do it. Right? So there are big moves that are going on out there. Pay attention to it and try to take advantage. This is Eddie J on Crypto. Do me a favor. If you like what I'm sharing with you, you and my kids, telling you about my journey, how I'm doing research and what I'm looking at, do me a favor. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and definitely hit the notification bell so you know whenever I drop a new video. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.